The dwarves of Erebor have joined the forces of evil in today's Rise of Mordor battle, and this is a glorious 3v3 between Erebor, the Eastlings, Isengard, against the forces of good of Imladris, Woodland Realm, and Rohan. And a few of you eagle-eyed viewers may recognize this battle. This is one of the siege replays that we had in the latest stream, and many of you were requesting that this was made into a replay because quite a lot of you like joined halfway through or something like that, and you really wanted to see how this siege went down. And as you can see already, we have Erebor storming the walls, and they're sending in their dwarven warriors here. I am playing as Erebor in this one, so you get to see yours truly make some mistakes or make some great plays. This is not one of my finest sieges. I certainly make a few mistakes, like engaging in this area here, and also I guess fighting Imladris. What a terrible idea. Because yeah, I mean, fighting this choke point, I mean, I have no real choice. It's the only place my towers can really land. But I mean, Imladris' archers right now can get perfect shots into my flank and rear. And also, I mean, in fairness, I'm fighting Noldorian swords. This is not going to be an easy fight. And I lost a bunch of dwarven warriors there from that falling tower, which is just so annoying. I mean, this small wooden structure here does so much damage to one dwarven warrior unit. It's frustrating, really. I mean, even this one like takes some damage as well. But yeah, I mean, we are facing the Noldorian swords in this choke point here. They're actually getting a charge off as well. I do try and stop that charge, but not really that effectively. And the same on... actually, I try and charge them here as well. Fair enough. Trying to really charge down these few units. They're going to maybe support this fight over here. I don't know. They don't fancy shooting that unit by the looks of it. But actually, we already have the Eastlings as well landing in here. Loki Rim going in against Rohan's early retainers. This should be a fight they should be able to take on. But the main concern at the moment for the Eastlings is, in fact, this cavalry, and the same over here for Isengard. There is some Elven King and Knights of the Mark here as well.
Good news.
Well, we got King Theoden and Knights of the Mark outside the walls as well. I mean, this is really good in some ways for the attackers, because there is 2 generals now outside the walls. That's huge. You could maybe do a lot of damage with that. But this is not the case. I don't know why this ram hasn't rushed forward. They could like knock this down and then get through the gate. That would be a huge win there. I mean, they actually hold the gate. Why they haven't like just rushed through, I don't know. That would be a really good move there by the Lokrim. But I guess they're more busy concerned about the cavalry outside their walls. But yeah, they are the battling away. Early Retainers actually holding their own. I mean, against 2 Loki-Rim units as well. That's pretty impressive. As you can see here, the Varric Lancers have actually caught King Theoden and the Knights of the Mark. I think they actually charged the Varric Lancers more than they caught King Theoden. But they've actually managed to get up cavalry, and you can see they're trying to bring up javelins as well. They really want to try and jabby these units in. I mean, I'd be more interested in getting like things like infantry in here, trying to get shock infantry in here. And yeah, certainly need to be chasing them down, because that is a really good way of whittling down a cavalry unit. Once it's running away like this, if you can catch it, you can like just cut them down really quickly. We have more cavalry over here. Knights of the Mark coming around. They look like they're coming around. They see all the cavalry running off in this direction. These things, and they're thinking, look at all these juicy targets here that there are available. But yeah, they have got plenty of options. You can see Isengard's actually given up their assault on their wall here, and is actually going to just like land up here and just set up all of his crossbows in a moment on this ledge. I do kind of give him the idea to just set up all of his crossbows here, but it doesn't really work, I wouldn't say, too well. We'll see in a moment. The Loki Rim, they're battling down here. We'll see how they can do. And the answer's probably not that great, because they're already losing decisively, apparently. I'm not quite sure how. Got Garrison the Hornburg focusing there as well. But I've actually retreated my entire army outside the walls. I just was not enjoying fighting this fight here. I mean, I've done a little bit of damage to a few of these units, but just not that much, really. Like, not worth noting. I mean, they've used a lot of ammo up, in fairness, on my infantry. Quite a lot of them already down to half ammo, which I was quite happy about and quite positive about. Now, I was equally concerned about the cavalry coming over onto my side. I was like, no, I've got nothing to defend them. I'm dwarves. I'm not known for anti-cavalry. So we're going to have to see what I can do about this. I mean, I was like, please, these things, just do something. But yeah, at this point, these things have got their cavalry so far away that the Knights of the Mark over on this side are just picking off Loki Rim, doing as much damage as possible. It's a real concern here for these things. They just kind of overstretch them for a faction that has usually plenty of cav. They have very little cav, and yeah, I think now is the time that these things send one of their cavalry back because they realize how much damage there is. And also, like, this sort of offensive on this side is starting to run itself into the ground. They're not making any progress. Early Retain's actually beating Loki Rim here. And you would not imagine that at all. But if you're enjoying seeing Rise of Mordor on the channel and would like to see some more, guys, do remember to leave a like, subscribe from around here, and a comment to show your support. As always, it's very much appreciated. And if you want to join some Rise of Mordor action as well and you're struggling to get some games, feel free to join the Discord as well. The link is down below in the description of this video, as always. And we're always happy to have new players join. Yeah, these early retainers, there you go, clearing up Loki Rim. I mean, any infantry unit, remember that, guys, any infantry unit with archer support has a chance of breaking through. Has a real good chance. And look at this, yeah, so the crossbows over here. They did not have a lot of fun here. They were facing the best of the best that there is in Middle Earth, and that is Lasgarlan archers. And Lords of Lasgarlan, I believe, are over here somewhere. Or maybe not. Maybe they've left their Lords of Lasgarlan in reserve. I'm pretty sure they have one. Oh, yeah, here it is. Lords of Lasgarlan here, focusing down anything it fancies. At the moment, it's actually taking on some Uruk-hai infantry. These guys battling away in the choke point here. Lasgarlan Blades should be able to beat these guys on their own, really. And I'm sure they appreciate a little bit of help from their archers. And the idea was to get these crossbows up onto this wall, onto this ledge here, and they could focus down things like Erling Retainers. Then they could focus down. Well, they've got Garrison of Hornburg here as well, helping in the effort to make sure that they stay off this this ledge. And that's a real shame. In the they lost quite a lot of crossbows there. They still have one remaining, but they do not want to be losing that one just yet. They need to keep some range. But the idea was that then they could land on the wall this side. They would engage whoever it is. I think it is going to be these things on the wall here. And then the crossbows could just focus into the back, and it would be a nice, easy little way to get through. But no. The elves saw it coming and they were having none of it. We've got Wards of Ruin now going through the choke point here. I mean, Wards of Ruin, they were losing for a second, I'm pretty sure. Just so the Guards of the Golden Hall. I mean, they should wreck the Guards of the Golden Hall. Maybe it doesn't help that there's like a Loki Rim unit in there as well, so they didn't get a great charge. I don't know. But, yeah, that was a shame that they didn't get a great charge, to be honest. Yeah, Wards of Ruin. I mean, they're doing okay. They're an elite unit. They need to get, like, the best they can get. Elves have actually come over here and retaken the gate. I guess they just didn't want me just being able to walk into their settlement. But I see that as the perfect excuse to come back in and try and fight again. I was like, screw it then. We'll come back in. I sent in a few weakened Dwarven units. I think the idea was to allow the elves to come close so I could then just bait them in and shoot them with archers. But my archers are actually not even firing. I don't know what the plan was here. You know what? I don't know what the plan was. I think I was more concerned about my other teammates with their cavalry issues. I was like, well, I'm just going to try and help them call out their cavalry issues and just make sure that they're doing like the right stuff. My dwarves, these dwarven warriors, their lives don't matter. It's more about these boys back here. We've got the Erebor Axe warriors. We've got the warriors of the Red Mountains. These guys matter. Even my crossbows matter more, to be honest. They're heavily armored. We've got Dane here as well. He's the main priority, of course, being a general. But yeah, we don't need to worry about too much about these Dwarven warriors. They're not going to get many kills. They're not certainly going to be defeating Noldorian swords. They may have been okay against Rohan, not against Imladris, that's for sure. But Imladris doesn't have much in the way of infantry. They have an incredibly small army. They have 2 pike units, which are going to be a pain to get through. But yeah, all of their infantry, their shock infantry, is down here fighting, bar their general. So if I beat this, I've kind of beaten the mainline infantry of an entire army, which is kind of a bold claim to say, but it is also kind of true. You can see lots of shock infantry going here. I mean, they're going to do so well. They're also retaking their goddamn gate, which I just somehow managed to retake as well. If I could just get some crossbows in, or some archers and get a good angle on these guys, we just can rip these guys to shreds. But we'll have to see where we can do that. I mean, over here, these things are still having a rough time. They're still trying to break through. I mean, they're also, I think they're more worried about their cavalry problem, which at the moment is still a very prominent problem. I mean, we've got Theoden over here, and the Knights of the Mark causing all sorts of problems. We've got archers here, Varric Bowmen that have been charged down. Same with Javies. They're having a rough time, but I mean, they have actually managed to get in the Varric Lancers. And each time they keep running away, they're going to lose a few men unnecessarily. Like Theoden is losing men. As are these Knights of the Mark, they're trying to run away. And I mean, that's just easy kills now for the Varrics. I mean, the Bane Steps over here as well, they just need a 1v1. Just get one each. Like, I don't know why the Bane Steps hasn't gone after Theoden. He's somehow fresh. And these guys are winded. I don't know how that's managed to happen. But they have actually, look at this. They've caught this Knights of the Mark very well here. Really, really well. And this one's in real trouble. Yeah, Knights of the Mark now getting just destroyed. And that is going to be huge there. I don't know whether... oh, look at... What has happened up here to these Berserkers? I didn't even see what happened here. Don't know if Isengard saw what happened either. It looks like there's been an absolute massive charge here. And so many Berserkers have died. What the heck? I think that might have been the cav of Rohan and the Woodland Realm as well. I think they just rushed in there and did a lot of damage. Varric Bowmen here. Getting charged by Knights of the Mark as well. They're just not having a fun time with the Eastlings. These poor Eastlings. They only came because they heard it was going to be easy pickings of Rohan. And it's not so easy pickings now. Theoden is just running rings around them. But yes, over here, my dwarves are still being broken. And that's like another wave of dwarves that just got defeated and kicked out. So yeah, I'm still not really making any progress. I've barely made a dent into these Noldorian swords. And yeah, it is going to be tough. But there is still belief. I still have a lot of my elites. I still have my archers, all with ammo. My crossbows, all with ammo. My allies... I'm not so hopeful about. Eastlings actually are kind of still quite healthy. They're just quite spread out at the moment. And they also are making an offensive over here and making headway. They're actually defeating these Erling retainers here. Not the Erling men-at-arms. It's easy to defeat them, those spears. It is not them. And that is good. They're defeating them nicely. How are they doing over here? Asgard Blade's still winning. No surprise, pushing back these Uruks. And a general has died. Look at that. What has happened over here? It seems as though Theoden died, even though he was winning this battle slightly against the Varric Lancers. The Varric Lancers have done what they needed to do, and that is kill Rohan's general off. And that's going to be massive in the defense over there, because Rohan still has a decent amount of infantry inside that settlement. His cavalry as well also is going to, like, they're going to break quicker because they've lost their general. That is huge. But yeah, it's whether the Eastlings now can deal with the rest of this cav. They're going to need to protect this like Ward's Ruin here with the Bane and the Step. Use maybe their general as a bait. I think Bane and Steps aren't too bad like a cavalry unit to take on all this cavalry here. This is the sort of unit you want taking on. Very heavy command. I mean, then with the support like a War's a Ruin or something, you have a good chance. I'll have to see whether these 3 cavalry units think they can take on this one. If they think they're foolish enough to take it on. I think they could. They could definitely do it, but they don't. If they had the cavalry, if they had the infantry support, they certainly can't do it in this scenario, I don't think. But you can see over here, look at this. The Eastlings are actually making pretty good progress, and you can see Garrison the Hornburg now coming over as well. These boys in red with their axes out. These are like great like hybrid units, both bow and infantry going in. And we actually have Isengard troops over here. We have Wyan Stormers that are coming in. They're clearly not happy with fighting the elves. They want to come and take on their old rival in Rohan.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
they are actually losing. Look at that. These White Stormers losing against Garrison the Hornburg and Erling Retainers. And these Loki are losing. Oh my gosh. Like the elites of the Middle-earth are kind of getting shown up today. Look at this. Noldorian swords as well. They're being... Finally, I was doing damage to one. Down to 35. But it's they just send it home. They just send it packing. They're like, no, you cannot kill our infantry. But yeah, I'm now doing as much damage as possible. So these guys are getting shock infantry, and I was like, right, fine. If we're going to fight shock infantry, we'll send in our own shock infantry. So the warriors of the Red Mountain are getting sent in. But they don't seem like they're making too much progress. And also Garrison the Hornburg now being thrown in. I'm now facing every single faction. I've got Lasgal and Spears over here as well. Every single faction is now on my side, giving me grief. It's a rough fight. I mean, look at it already. We started with over 3,000 men advantage, and it's already only a 1,000 man advantage. We've taken huge losses to get as far as we have. I mean, all we've done is about 1,000 men in damage. But the biggest loss, I think, is ammo. The defenders have used an incredible amount of ammo already to get require to get us down 3,000 men. An incredible amount of ammo. You can see here Noldorian archers all out of ammo. Lasgalan archers all out of ammo. There's like a few Lasgalan archers back here with a slither of ammo. They have got supply barrels, which so they can refill a little bit. But yeah, there's an incredible amount of ammo being used up by the defenders to get to what stage they have. You see my crossbows here, desperately running back, trying to get out of there. I've got some archers of the Red Mountain that have like basically no ammo that I may have to throw in here to save the crossbows. But Erebor Axe Warriors, they're holding the line. They don't care if they're fighting numerous amounts of men. These guys are covered in steel. These guys aren't going anywhere. I'm actually beating the Noldorian swords. I mean, it helps I'm shooting with archers, which is what I've been trying to do all game. But I'm finally making... I'm not actually really making any headway. These Erebor Axe Warriors are losing as well. God damn it. I mean, we've got more Erebor Axe Warriors in there now. They should help sort of this fight out a little bit, but we will see. It may come down to my allies breaking through. Darius and the Hornburg, though, are seeing off these Eastlings. Though we have now got Wards of Rune in here, and they are turning this fight around. Erling Retainers facing the strongest infantry that Rune has to offer, and they're not appreciating it. We've got a few Berserkers in as well, but I think that they were never at full strength. They're down to 3 men, yeah. I mean, Isengard is really just down his pikes. He's got his artillery crew. His artillery is still out here. He can go back and get it at some point, and it still does have ammo. But Isengard is pretty much reduced. He's got Uruk-hai crossbows here as well. With full ammo, he needs to keep them alive. They have got so much ammo that we're going to need. We've got Uruk-hai infantry dealing with the Lasgarn swords here. Don't think they're going to win this fight. We've seen these guys duke it out several times already, and Isengard has not once come out on top. Not a fresh infantry on fresh infantry. You can see here, yeah, same story. Lasgarn Blades winning. I think we're about to see more infantry land here. I'm not entirely sure. There is like, I think they did defeat all of the Rohan Cav. There is literally just now the Elven King is left out here. I think they defeated him, the cavalry, maybe like over here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. I can see horses running away, so it was somewhere over here. But I'm not sure where. Elven King, though, is just what's left. So there's still a little bit of danger for this Bane Steps, who, yeah, he's a bit banged up. 56 left. He needs to be careful. I mean, they've used an incredible amount of ammo, I think, just shooting cavalry. They haven't really done a lot inside the walls. You can see here, Rohan still holds strong. Guard of the Golden Hall, they're doing their bit. I love this uniform. Oh, it's beautiful. It really is. It really is. I can hear infantry coming in. Oh, Carnage sentries getting sent in. I don't think they're going to make much progress. They have ammo, so they need to be careful. Don't want to be wasting their ammo. Wards of Rune. They've... These Garrison of the Hornburg, they're just stopping everything. Wards of Rune, after making some progress, now being pushed back. We've got Lasgar and Spears as well, also in here assisting. They're cutting down these Wards of Rune. But over here we're making some progress. I mean, Garrison Hornburg losing decisively. I'm happy about that. I could really do with getting I mean, you can see I'm trying to fire with my crossbows, trying to get some angles. Not really getting any at the moment. And these Erebor Axe Warriors, I thought they'd make it much easier to break through. I mean, they are sort of a little bit, but they're taking a lot of casualties. And in some areas they're losing. Well, they're not at the moment now, which is good. Every dwarf is needed. See here though, Imladris can't support any of his fights down here because he could like destroy his front line of dwarves, and this is the better dwarves units to be shooting. Luckily for me, he shot those Erebor like warriors who are just like those swords, which are not that great. They're good, but they're not gonna like change the game. They weren't gonna break through this line easily. They were gonna find it difficult. So I'm glad they shot them because he saved like my shock and my axes from having a rough time. And you can see these Erebor axes are now beating Garrison the Hornburg. They should also maybe like look. You can see they're beating Noldorian archers as well, which I expect them to do. These are archers. They're not mainline infantry. My axes should be tearing through them. See what remains of the shock is retreating. Lasgarden spears aren't looking so good, and I have the means to break through them. I've got shock infantry. I have all sorts that can do damage to them. You can see polearms now coming up for the Wooden Realm. They're sending up their elites now. These are Hall Guardians. I mean, these are definite targets to be shooting with archers here. We actually already have the general for Isengard in here. Isengard really low on infantry. Had a rough game. They are winning Isengard, and they've also managed to eventually break through this last Lasgarden, but they were losing here. But they have actually broken through with the support of 2 units, 2 Uruk-hai infantry, managed to take on 1 Lasgarden blade. So there you go, that's the ratio you need if you're just going in a head-to-head slugfest, it seems. There are a lot of Lasgarden archers here with ammo. They are ready to go in. I'm surprised these Lords of Lasgarden haven't been given any ammo, because they are like the best archers around. They could do a lot of damage. And we've got polearms and pikes all shifting around, and you can see that I have broken through here. I managed to defeat an archer unit, an Nordorian bow unit, and I managed to break through. And now I am able to just get into this square here, and the idea is just to basically try and trap some of these pikes. And really, it's about, like, I just need to sit in this choke point, which, I mean, I make a mistake in a moment because I actually give ground to allow this pike to get out of here. Really, I should just rush this... rush this polearm. You can see here cavalry coming in, baiting the steps, charging in to these retainers here. They're just trying to do as much damage as possible, trying to harass them. You see here now I retreat, and it allows these Hall Guardians to get out, and this is a fatal mistake. I tried to rush them now with my Erebor Axe Warriors, but they're going to sneak around this little corner here. Sneaky little elves. So I let them get out. I don't purposely. I was like, well, either way, I was thinking at this point, well, either way, they lose an archer unit. Lose a polearm unit, because now I can just get my crossbows up and I can focus down these Hall Guardians. Like, we can just do some serious damage here. And they've got to either stand here. I mean, I probably should have got a little bit closer, because with my axes, because they're able to escape, unfortunately. The cavalry is trying to rush its way up, baiting the steps on their way. Whether they should have been able to get through this, I don't know. They may have pulled through this, to be honest. Because I think these early retainers had kind of stood their ground. But they have lost a lot of cavalry, in fairness. And they're going to get hit here now by polearms. This is painful. That's going to be like the death of this general, perhaps. So many cav getting killed. Yeah, never charge polearms, ladies and gentlemen. Never charge polearms. Yeah, he's somehow survived, but only just. We are trying to just whittle them down little by little. But I was like, well, there's another one over here we can shoot. I really need to get my my crossbows in front of the axes, give them a clear line of sight. you need to give crossbows a clear line of sight, otherwise they don't do so great. But yeah, over here, look at this Isengard, just everything's wavering. And then yeah, as soon as Isengard went to go and get his catapult, the Elven King struck and routed the catapult, and that was a massive loss because that catapult had so much ammo. I was like, oh, we were gonna need that for this final defense. Like, look at this. I mean, there's not a lot of elves and Rohirrim left. I think it is mainly just elves as well. It's 1,400. But that's a lot of elves to take on 2,200 men in total. And I mean, 22 men and dwarves. Dwarves, to be fair, do help us out. They are small units themselves and very elite. And I think the majority of the troops left are my troops, the dwarves. My allies aren't doing so great. Didn't do so great over here. But I am now actually getting focused down. These Erebor crossbows need to get the heck out of here. This last Garland archers chasing me down. They're like, come here, you short-ass dwarves. And I'm like, run! Run for your lives. And the axe is on their way back up. But finally, we rout these last Garland spears. There's some early retainers over here and some guards to the Golden Hall. I could do with also being dealt with. The Eastlings have sent their entire army over this through these choke points. They've lost so many men. And these Varrigs, I mean, they're not bad in combat, but I don't know if they... I wouldn't put it past them not to break through. These Rohirrim have done absolute miracles today. Done a really good job. But I imagine we're going to see, well, Archers of the Red Mountain, they're coming around. We've got various other things that can come around and surround these poor Rohirrim that are left down here. Wards of Ruin as well. Yeah, they can mess them up. We see also they still have ammo. Noldorian archers being resupplied, and they're able to focus on my crossbows. Though it's handy that like crossbows are one of the most heavily armored dwarven, well, not dwarven units, but just archer units in the game. I mean, they are so heavily armored. They can't even see, by the way. The elves can't even see the dwarves. They've just been given coordinates. Like, yep, just fire here. There's some dwarven crossbows there. I mean, they killed a few, but like other units in Middle Earth would get focused down by these elves. I mean, the closer they get, though, the more vulnerable they're going to be to these archers. We've got Erebor Axe Warriors up here now just to kind of protect any sally outs. But this is what I've got to deal with now. Rank upon rank of guards of Imladris. And oh god, these guys are elite and heavily armored. I mean, just look at their armor as well. They look beautiful. They're a beautiful looking unit. But yeah, time is kind of, well, it's not too against us at the moment. But it is constantly ticking down, and we've got to get through some nasty choke points here. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't really show it, but there is actually a sneaky little route here that Isengard landed some Uruks in, and they did just kind of get murdered by Hall Guardians and various other things back here that was still left in reserve. But there is actually another unit right here, which is hidden, luckily. There's an Uruk infantry hidden there because the Elven King is right here, who is also hidden. So both are hidden and unaware that they're so close. But this Uruk here is waiting for the right time to go and reuse this tower. And we're hoping that we can get that right time for him. You see here, these Erebor crossbows got charged down by Asgardian archers. That's not so handy. And also, we have a little charge out here by Noldorian swords, who are charging my axes. And the axes are getting focused down, and I'd rather they're getting focused down than my crossbow. So I was all kind of fine for this, because I've got plenty more of these guys. I've got more of these guys that we can send in. I'm actually chasing down these archers now as well, making sure they break. I mean, if they're going to send units down like this, I was like, yes, drip feed me elves to kill, because, I mean, it's just a little bit less men that I have to deal with in this final defense up here. Plus, I'm living in hope at this moment that we can chain route them through our army losses eventually. If we just weaken them bit by bit, we can win by army losses, and they can chain route that way. But we'll have to see. At the moment, killing elves like this is easy. Easy enough. And I mean, it's also archer units that can't resupply at the supply barrels. I don't know how... They only have 3 uses for each, but... I'm not sure how many they've used on each barrel at this point. Erebor Axe Warriors here beating these Lasgarlan archers. No surprise of this. But there is Hall Guardians on their way. So I'm going to have to make a move and get the hell out of Dodge right about now. Because I don't want to stick around here and deal with these pole arms. No siree. I'm going to lose some axes because these elves will chase me down. I'm actually losing quite a lot, but I just don't... I mean, now I could turn around and face these pole arms. Now would be the time. Yeah, look, I went from about 113 to about 93. It's a big loss. 10 dwarves. That's actually kind of huge. On a more weaker unit, you could see your unit like start to waver and rout. It is possible. But yeah, now at this point, I mean, look at this as well. We also got Mordor and archers out here. I don't know how they even managed to get out here. I think they tried to sneak around and get after my crossbows again. But I was like, fine. I've got axes that I can hold here. I've got an axe unit here that's well, just able to hold the point, just able to like sort of scare them. Look, pikes coming out now. Now is the time to do something about these pikes. So I was like, right, we need to get up some axes. So we got some warriors of the Red Mountain on their way up. Easting's also committing some wards of Rune, and we were like, right, let's just break through this Noldoran archer, and we can get up to these pikes. They've come down the hill. They've done what we want them to do. And we've got what we got here. More archers coming down. They're going to try and surround my Erebor axes. Imladris really wanting to try and flank around. I mean, I've got my crossbows up. I'm going to try and hit these pikes, but they've actually retreated quite quickly. I mean, my axe is surrounded by archers. They got no fear there. Warriors of the Red Mountain, they're going to come up this hill. Send my axes back to try and defend that choke point. Make sure nothing else comes down and causes any more problems. And in come the axes. And these boys will have great joy cutting down these elves, mainly because they're elves, but also because they're archers. And they're easy to kill. Shock infantry against archers, just easy. And these crossbows, I don't think they were supposed to get in combat, but they got a little bit eager, I think, trying to chase those pikes down. And we've got one down to 64 men. That's something. Could do with them both getting down to about 30. I am finally clearing up these Lasgalan archers over here as well, finally. Again, just being drip-fed elves to kill. I'm fine with it. Give me more. I will take these elven archers on. They are focusing me down. Mustard archers. I'm surprised these guys got the green light to get more ammo. These mustard archers aren't great. I mean, they will probably do damage to my my Erebor Axe warriors at this distance. But like you've got Lasgalan archers, which to be fair they have been given ammo, but you've also got like more back here. Give them the ammo instead of the Rohirrim archers. I know that Rohan hasn't got much to do, but still. And the pikes again trying to come down. These Noldoran archers, I think they try to change targets. They tried to run away and kill this little axe unit instead. But they just got themselves encircled. That's all they achieved. And we got the crossbows. I mean, they're not got the greatest of angles. I am trying to again focus on these Imladris pikes. Trying to do a little bit of damage here and there. I've still got another one with a healthy amount of ammo still, so I'm still really looking forward to that. Also, Isengard still has his crossbow ammo as well, which is huge. Gonna need that. And he's got pikes, which are also going to be very handy. But I don't really want to send in his pikes until we've weakened these pike units down, or the pole arms down, because they kind of suck in comparison to the elven ones. You can see the Elven King here having a standoff with, well, a few Easterlings. I don't think he's going to break through. These Varric Bowmen are pretty good in combat. Also, we have a Wall of Rune here that's just ready to deal with any sort of mischief there. But this Elven King, yeah, he's not going to get too far, I don't think, now. But he's occupying units, which I guess in his own way, he is actually being quite useful. You see here the elves getting chopped down, and we just need to kind of just be patient, wait until we beat this Noldoran archer, then we can make we can start to fire on these guys again. I'm being a little bit impatient, I think, at this point. But we are actually doing a lot of damage, to be fair, to these guys in Imladris. Look at this, quite a lot of damage being done. This one's down to 64, 81, yeah, some kills being done, but Lasgalan archers now coming up with ammo. I think they're trying to scare off my crossbows. I'm going to have none of it. The axes here, they're just standing and waiting. I mean, if they shoot my axes, that's fine. You can see, this is their perspective. They're just watching the pikes, waiting for the pikes to die so they get the green light to go in. Can't really see what's going on in here, but the elves are slowly getting killed off by the Erebor axes. There you go, we beat them. And now I can just go and sit my axes somewhere and keep them out of the way while the crossbows do their work. I mean, they're getting focused down on these crossbows now. Guardsmen and Ladris, they need killing. They need killing. Yeah, these Erebor crossbows down to 67 men. They're getting just gunned down right now. Oh, jeez. Any other unit and they'd start to waver. They'd be like now having none of it. Guardsmen and Ladris though here.
One of our units can no longer fire.
I'm out of ammo with one of my crossbows. The other one here, down to 53 men, and still has a relatively decent amount of ammo. I could really do with it not dying. 48 men, shaken. And luckily, the last column archers run out of ammo just then. Such a key moment for them to run out of ammo. Don't know what I was doing with my crossbows here. I guess sending them in to die, I don't know. I'm not sure. All I'm doing is just feeding these guards and Ladris some kills. That's kind of a dumb thing to do. I need to move these crossbows, get them into the center of this this choke point here. And they can just gun these guys down. Another 46. This one's still relatively healthy at 64. You can see here they're going to rush down their archers. They're going to try and chase down my crossbows. And they may get them, you know. I need to run them out of there. Oh, it's down to 35 men. These crossbows, man, they are so close to dying. I mean, I caught some of these elves, and not many. Die, you scummy elves! Oh, they actually snuck out of there. How dare they? Yeah, these crossbows, they come out with the, barely any men left. Where are where are Isengard's crossbows? That is the question. Oh, here they are. They're right here. They need to get up. Get up this hill. They've got so much ammo and men left. We can actually do damage to these Guardsmen and Ladris. 44 men left. And now you can see I have a really nice position where my crossbows are. They are protected. They've got a clear line of sight and they're protected by shock infantry and axes. Anything charges down, they've got no chance of like getting to my crossbows before my infantry can rush them. So the crossbows are now safe. I should have done this a long time ago, but I guess I wanted to give them like point up right really close. But instead we've now got these guys well protected, and we can just whittle away at these Guardsmen and Ladris. On the other side, the pikes are actually making an offensive here. Not really making too much. I mean, they actually look like they're probably losing more men than they are doing any more damage. But the Hall Guardians, yeah, kind of cutting these guys down. Like I said, they do suck against the elven polearms and pikes, the Isengard pikes. Even though they have the range over the polearms. Yeah, these Hall Guardians winning decisively. They're not even like piking anyone at the moment. They're barely doing anything. They could do with some swords or something coming up here. Could these Isengard troops see if that helps them? We can see now that it's coming to the levels of real defensive scummy level. I mean, it's not scummy at all. It's a very smart tactic. It doesn't really work, I don't think, though, because you can still do the damage. Like, if you still focus down the right unit, you still do the damage to that unit. You can see these guards and Ladris are still taking damage. Down to 38 now. But yeah, so like these guards and Ladris, yeah, I mean, they're being protected by Lascar and archers. It would be better if it was a shielded unit, but they don't have any, I don't think, at this point. So they're having to just send in archer units to hopefully do it. I mean, we also got... They're just rotating out the pike units now. I don't know if that's really the smart idea, but it's, I guess, not a bad idea. I mean, they've just got to rely on time at this point. However, the elves, if they can just run down the clock, they can just get in. But, yeah, my ally's sneaky little unit's still waiting here as well. Don't forget about that. That guy is waiting for the right moment when the elves are still stretched enough, because they still have these, like, Lords of Lasgar and like, the polearms together probably can wreck that Uruk-hai infantry. And look at this, massive push now by the elves. They're bringing down all sorts, and Rohan here, Rohan's final unit going in. How this Mustard Archer still has morale, I have no idea, but here we go, massive push now by the elves. They're actually bringing down pikes as well. They're sending down everything. They're also bringing down their general, who's triple silver chevron, by the way. But yeah, desperately trying to rush towards our crossbows. My crossbows are out of ammo, so it doesn't really matter. But it is Isenguards that are the main worry. But they've got pretty good protection from dwarves right now. But they need to be careful. These pikes, I mean, if we can rush this archer and break it, we can flank those pikes. Look at that, the archer's breaking now. They're getting chopped down, and all of a sudden, a mass retreat. And now we need to just rush these archers, kill as many of them as possible. That's what I was just saying. It's like kill as many of these guys as possible. They come down our hill. We'll kill them. This is our hill now. We own this place. But yeah, I mean, now it's just back to what we were doing. It's just back to crossbows firing and focusing these guys down. The pikes did in fact retreat over here, as I said, they were losing. They've lost about 30 men in their attempt. Didn't really achieve too much. I don't think they really killed any Hall Guardians. Yeah, how many did they get? 77. Yeah, they didn't get many at all. And now we're going to see the shock infantry is going to try and catch some of these elves. Not a bad idea. Just trying to get the pikes undefended, really. But it's just we're relying literally on Isengard now to focus down these guards of Ladris. I mean, they're down to 58. They've got more than half their ammo left as well, and they're relatively healthy at 80. But yeah, this is how it comes down to. And my dwarves are just standing sort of in front, but not too much in front that I can stop any charges. And I actually charged the archers to try and catch these guys out. I did catch them out. This actually probably isn't benefiting now. Yeah, I'm actually not helping my ally who's trying to desperately shoot these guys. I have caught the archers. Look at this. A lot of archers now coming down this, coming down to try and take out this tiny little axe, you know, which they do actually achieve. And look at this. It actually now lures down loads of elves, and now it's like charge them, charge all these archers right now, kill these archers. Like, this is the perfect time for these wards of ruin to go in. I mean, they're a little bit slow in getting in. Now I am sending in my crossbows, sending in my shock infantry. And look at this. All of a sudden, we've caught them again. We've caught so many archers. This is like, what, 100 elves here, if not more. So really, Isengard needs to hold his fire. Oh, God, the camera. What is happening? I don't know. Right, there we go. Under control. And you can see the elves again trying to retreat. I mean, they lose so many from their retreat each time. Down to 50. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these elves are getting chopped up now. And the elven pike units are both in the front line now. They're both really low. 30 men each. And you can see the pikes over here as well. They are... Well, they're back. I don't think they've actually made an assault yet. I mean, look at this, though. I don't know how they were doing. They're doing really well now. This unit's under 40 men. Did they swap them over? Oh, I think they... no, they haven't. This one has actually been killed off. Don't know. They retreated. They pushed down here by the looks of it. And look at this. The pikes annihilated them. So they know that this is their safe spot to the Hall Guardians. But yeah, that's a huge little win there for the pikes of Isengard. They just annihilated that unit. Lords of Lasgarland being forced to defend against the pikes again. Or defend the pikes, sorry. But yeah, you can see just the crossbows. We're just going to fast forward a little bit. I mean, all it is just, at the moment, it's just crossbows focusing them down and being, as we're being patient. I am sneaking around as well. My Erebor axe throwers is like, well, we need more than just a little Urukai infantry, I feel like, to break through here. Because we could perhaps maybe make a breakthrough. I don't know if they have enough to stop. They have enough to stop one unit. Do they have enough to stop 2 units going over this wall? I don't know. The general here is still technically free as well to do stuff. And these archers could maybe perhaps. But if we can break down one of these pikes, then they are in real trouble. As you can see, the Isengard infantry on their way. They're actually going to go over the walls. I don't know if this is the smartest idea at this point, but you can see they've got Lasgarland archers and Hall Guardians ready, but they are, yep, I think a few of them went in, but not too many. They decided, nope, it's not yet the time. And there we go, look at that. A pike is starting to waver. We are making headway. This is turning into one of the grindiest battles in a long, long time that I have played. But it's like this sort of patience, guys, that will get you through siege battles. This sort of patience, this sort of, like, just strategy that you need. It's just, you need to be very, very precise with these sort of things. Just get it right, and you can break through. Like, you just gotta, like, be calm, cool. You, like, gotta think, yeah, time's against us, but we have the ammo. These units are low. We don't need a rush. And you just gotta also have a bit of belief and a little bit of, and like little sneaky tactics like this as well also come in handy very, very often. You can see here, Isengard now engages fully. He's like, now is the time. Lasgarlan archers against Uruk-hai infantry. Be an interesting one, that's for sure. Pikes here really, really low. And now we're just thinking, let's just rush them. These pikes can't hold for much longer. And also over on this side, it seems as though they're they're in deadlock. I don't think a single like Hall Guardian has been killed since they've been there. But look at this, a lot of wavering now going on for the elves, and they're actually breaking a few areas. I don't know if that's yeah, Lord's Lasgarlan breaking. That's the Woodland Realm being killed off. By the way, the Elven King is still just stood out there. He's not actually moved at all. Just in case you wondered where like Woodland Realm's general got to, he's got to nowhere. He's still in there. I actually have DAIN now in here. I actually threw DAIN in because he actually has a scare ability, and that's helping to rout these pikes. So I was like, yeah, screw it, use that. Uruk-hai infantry, you can see here beating Lasgarlan archers. You can see also Isengard setting up his general. He wants to really try and support this sword with the sword unit here. And you look at this, an old Dorian sword breaking, the general breaking at 87 men, and that is what we need. That is the sort of thing we need. I mean, Hall Guardians are now in here, and now we're back to square one really, because this is a healthy polearm unit. But polearms and pikes against each other, that could be interesting. I think the pikes may have a chance with the right support. And oh boy, they have a lot of support here. We have a lot of dwarves and a lot of eastlings cramming to try and get through this choke point here. But this is now actually the viable choke points to get through. I'm setting in my axes, trying to get these guys in to try and join the fight. Yeah, Isengard is actually making a bit of progress here. After Isengard and Eastlings having such a rough games, they're actually now late game turning it around. I mean, we all had rough early games, to be honest. Even me as the dwarves. Against all those Imladris archers, my dwarven warriors did not have a fun time. Uruk-hai pikes here. Wine Stormers. They're actually together beating this Hall Guardian. Really good stuff. It seems as though these Wine Stormers, if they're getting close, they can do the damage. And there you go, they're breaking through. I mean, you can see here, we've also captured this tower. Probably helped kill a bunch of our own men. But yeah, now our dwarves and Uruk-hai are now in behind. And the Hall Guardians, they're breaking through. I mean, they're not breaking through. They're being they're going to get broken in a moment. If only the Hall Guardians were breaking through, good would then prevail over evil and the dwarves. The dwarves are always evil, though. Evil at heart. All they want is gold and gems. Yes, Isengard here. Going to get a little bit of support in a moment from the dwarves. And that is it. That is going to be the battle. And my god, was it a close one. I mean, it came down to, I mean, there's 1,400 men left. And I mean, the elves only had a few, or elves and Rohan only had a few minutes left to hold out, and then they would have won that battle. But yeah, this was one of the battles from the stream, as I said. I was playing as the dwarves. I mean, I did okay. My dwarven warriors, yeah, no real kills here. They were kind of just sacrifices. 185 kills with the warriors Red Mountain is not too bad. My Erebor axes did much better. 111, 184, 309. My crossbows getting 117. Then we have Boris playing as these slings. Is having a lot of problems with his cavalry, a lot of cavalry problems for him. So his infantry didn't do so great. 143 kills with the Bane of Steps, 135 for the Wards of Rune. None of the Loki-Rim doing that great. And his light lancers only getting 54 kills, so they're kind of dealing with cavalry. Mythic, as Isengard equally had his own problems. Lasgarlan archers focusing him down at many points. 105 kills to his infantry here, 225 for the Stormers. His Berserkers getting no kills, getting like killed by cavalry. Crossbow's getting 118 kills and his pike 70 and his capital 0. Then we have Thundernut playing as the Wooden Realm, 208 kills with the Elven King Riders, 125 with the Lasgarden Blades, both of them actually getting 125, 266 with the Lasgarden Archers, 201 with his Lasgarden Archers here, 195 with the Lords of Lasgarden, and then we have Zach, who was playing as the Rohirrim, 222 kills with the Early Retains, very good, 154 with the Guard of Golden Hall, 161 with the Garrison of Hornburg, 145 with the Knights of the Mark, and then Bernardino playing as in Ladris. 190, I think, is his best Noldorian sword here. His pikes not that many because they obviously just got focused down. His archers, though, wrecking my dwarves. 162, 172, 155, some very good kills there. But there you go, guys. That is today's Rise of Mordor Siege. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're on here, and a comment to show your support. Don't forget to join Discord as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.